So David, you're a very active, outdoorsy guy. What have you been doing in your leisure time lately?
Why are you going to bring that up? I spent the weekend buried
I'm curious.
in a house of cards. I might as well. There was so much junk food gathered around me by the time I was done. Which shameful.
Now, House of Cards is the Netflix series. Is it a TV
Original
show?
series, they spent
What is it?
They spent $100 million, hired David Fincher, and when you turn it on, you can just see gobs and gobs of money everywhere. It's very lush.
But you watch it all at once. You watch the
You don't have to. I just got hooked.
But you can, right? It doesn't come out episodically the way that television always has.
House of Cards is a lot more like a 13-hour movie that got pushed out into the marketplace. They did a big rollout with the stars. They did a big rollout with ads. It's there. You know what they want? They want awards. And you can think, well, what big deal? What's an award word? For a fledgling streaming network to enter into that business, right, and say, well, we won an Emmy with our first show out. This quality programming thing isn't that so.
So is it a threat, do you think, to the? I mean, we've had in the last few years, just looking at or over the last 10 years even, looking at the Emmys, cable stealing a lot of thunder from broadcast networks. It also seems that Netflix is piggybacking on the way that people have come to watch a lot of these cable shows and even some of the broadcast shows, which is on this binge model. You don't have to enter in midstream. You go back, you watch, all of the seasons previous. I've been watching the first season of Hatufim, also known as Prisoner of War, which is the Israeli show that Homeland is very loosely adapted from.
Look, I watched Nashville last weekend, all 8 episodes of this year. That's soap opera.
That show is amazing. Oh my God.
Still, I need to know your decision.
Well, you can kiss my decision as it's walking out the door.
That show is just...
Come on.
That is heaven.
Connie Britton, please.
Yes, Hayden Panettiere. Yeah.
The thing is, we've sort of lost our critical faculties because we've been binging.
Well, I think that's right. That's a very good point, because it's this experience where it's completely immersive, and you don't even know at a certain point, is this any good? I mean, some of the time I'm sitting there, with my wife and my kids, and we're like, this is ridiculous. This is stupid. This show is absurd. It's like, well, let's watch another episode, one more episode.
Do you think that these directors and these showrunners know what I'm doing and they're starting to change the way they make shows?
The creative people are thinking more in terms of seasons than in terms of episodes.
Yeah, Vince Gilliam on Breaking Bad has said, you know what, this is part of a suite and we don't have to be in a big bad hurry.
Right.
It all sort of started with The Sopranos when the larger arcs allowed people to pull back, got them into kind of a serial motif that had not so much cliffhangers but continuing arcs that required further investigation.
And that woven together. So it's less in a way like watching a movie or like watching a TV show, and more like reading a novel. And that you can read, you have this big thing in front of you, and you can keep reading, find out what happened to Anna Karenina at the end, or you can put it aside and dole it out chapter by chapter.
How do you watch TV? Come on in the comments and tell us. We're going to be honest.
I don't think we're the only bingers out there. I think that a lot of people share this problem that we have.
We're like the winos in the alley who roll over and see another wino and say, see, I'm not alone.
Right. But what is it? I mean, do you go for the comedies? Do you go for the long arc dramas? What's the most episodes that you've ever done?
I generally don't endorse binge viewing.
Is that right?
But
you seem to do a lot of it, though.
But there's one binge I gotta endorse. People are binging the sweet spot like crazy.
You go to the.
There is a broader narrative here. We're putting together a story.
It's true. If you can
a big long story.
There's teasers. There's clues. It will all come together 8 years from now in the final episode. We've scripted it out. When the secrets are revealed, when you find out the truth.
You know what? It's gonna come together just like Lost did. I promise you.
We've been dead the whole time.
Spoiler alert!